Hello everybody. Today we are going to start with algorithms. So let us see what is an algorithm and why we should know to write proper algorithms. Let us write a very simple algorithm which is to calculate and print the product of two numbers. Now if you are asked to give the product of two numbers, the next question in your mind will be what are those two numbers. So you need to take the two numbers, multiply them, and you give the answer. This simple thing, when you write it in words in a stepwise manner, this becomes an algorithm. Before that, you should know that all algorithms start with the word start. The first step will always be start. Now come to the next step. The next step will be to input the two numbers. Here for instance we have taken x and y as the name of those two numbers. Then when I get to those two numbers, my next step will be to multiply x and y and then save the product in z. Z is a third variable I have taken to store the product. Now once we have found out the product, my last step will be to print Z, that is print the product. So after we are done with it, then I will finish the algorithm with end. So all algorithms, they begin with start and the last step is always end, and whatever task is to be done will be within this start and end. So now we are in a position to define an algorithm. It is a finite sequence of well-defined instructions, typically to solve a class of problems or a particular task. Finite, why? Because it should not be endless. You cannot give endless number of instructions to do a particular work, then the work will never be accomplished. And the instruction should be well defined, well explained, so that when a third person reads the algorithm without the assistance of the person who has written the algorithm can be done. Let us write a very simple algorithm to find the area of a rectangle, taking its length and breadth as input. So the algorithm will begin with start. Then the next step will be to accept the value of the length and breadth of the rectangle. The length will be saved in the variable L and the breadth will be saved in the variable B. The next step will be to multiply the length and breadth in order to compute the area, because area of a rectangle is equals to length into breadth. After the length and breadth is multiplied, the product is saved in the variable area. So my third step will be written as multiply L and B and save the product in the variable area. Fourth step will be to print the area, and the fifth step is the last step, which is end. So you can see that we have written the algorithm in simple English language, and we have not used any syntax or any notation or any symbol that we have learned till now in any of the programming languages. You are a little well versed with QBasic, but still we have not used any of the special notations or symbols of QBasic. In that sense, this algorithm is independent of any programming language. And see, it also has a finite number of steps, that is 1 to 5, and it is written in a simple English language. So all these features together is making this a very good algorithm. Let us do another algorithm to accept a number and state whether it is positive, negative or 0. All numbers which are more than 0 are called positive, numbers less than 0 are called negative, and those are equal to 0 are 0. Now here we have to check a few conditions. So this algorithm involves checking conditions. The previous example did not have any conditional statement. It was a straightforward non-conditional problem, but here we have a conditional problem. So let's start. Let's begin with start. Step 2 will be accepting the number. So input the number and save it in the variable p. You can take any variable name. I have taken p. You can take any digit of your or any alphabet of your choice from A to Z. Step 3 will be to check the range of the number. So first I've checked if p is less than 0, then print p is negative. Now if this is true, then the output will be written in p is negative and the program will stop, or the algorithm stops and it goes to end. But if this is not true, else if p is more than 0, then print p is positive. Now if it is not negative, then only this statement, step 4, will be executed. Now if this is true, then it will print p is positive and it will go to end. If this is false, then only it will go to the next step, that is it is going to print p equals to 0. Now it has come to step 5. It means that it is not negative, it is not positive, hence it is 0. So I have not given any condition check in step 5. In steps 3 and 4 I have two conditions checked. In third step I have checked p is less than 0 or not, and in step 4 p is more than 0 or not. So these are the areas where we have checked the condition. But in the fifth statement or the fifth step, we don't have any checking because this is the only condition left. And finally we end the algorithm. So in this way we can write the solution of any specific problem in the form of finite steps written in simple English language, and if we follow those steps, then we will get the desired output. Thank you.